Hello wonderful besties, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Luna and welcome to Luna's bookshelf. The spring is finally here. In my last video I talked to you guys about the books I want to read in the springtime, and in this video I'm going to show you the books you can read in the springtime. I have let me think, 7 books? No, 5 books. Yes, I have 5 books that I recommend to you guys that I think are fun to read. They're not specifically set in the springtime, but they kind of give me spring vibes in a way. So I would say let's get started. I've got 4 books that I have physically, and then the other books are books I have not physically that I will be showing you in the screen, but I will always show in the one of the corners. I can't remember which corner it is. The book with the genre, all of them are actually romances, and also the spice level. So because I know not everyone wants to read a very spicy book, same. Sometimes I just want to read a closed store book, so that's why I think it's very useful to put it there. I would say let's get into the books. The first book is a book by an author I really love and I really need to read more books of, and that is The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. So this was the second book that I read by her, and I don't know why, but this book just kind of gives the spring vibes to me. In this book we follow Emma. Emma, she has a dream to become a screenwriter, but it's not easy for her because her father needs special care and she is his dedicated caretaker. But then she gets the opportunity to go to LA to work with her idol screenwriter, Charlie. Charlie, as it says here, Charlie is a Hollywood legend. But they always say you don't want to meet your idols. Yeah, that kind of happens to Emma. Emma meets Charlie and it turns out that Charlie doesn't want to work with Emma. When Emma went all her way and made sure that her sister can take care of her father, she went to LA to work with him. It turns out that he doesn't want to work with her. But she's like, I'm not giving this opportunity up. She is not going down without a fight. So yeah, I really like this book. It took me quite a long time to read it, but I was in a reading slump, so bear with me, that can happen. But especially Catherine Center romances are so much more than a romance. It's so fun to read the quotes in it, the characters. I highly recommend. There's also little to no spice in this book. I can't remember exactly how much, but I don't remember like very heavy spice scenes. So if you're in the mood to read something a little bit less of spicy, this book is for you. This book is more kind of a book series. I've talked about it. It's a series I really love, and that is the When in Rome series by Sarah Adams. So I'm going to talk about the series as a whole because there are 4 books. No. Yes. There are 4 books in total in this series, and all of these books follow the Walker family. So in the first book you have Noah Walker. He is a brother, and then he has 3 sisters, and then each of the other books you follow the other sisters. It's set in a small town called Rome, Kentucky, and it's so fun because each of these characters have such a different personality. Even though they're family, they're so different. But I also love to see their family dynamic, also the town dynamic. Sarah Adams really captivates what like a small town vibe is, and I really appreciated that. All of these books are so short and so sweet and so fun to read. Most of them also don't contain a lot of spice, so that's also very fun, and that's why I love Sarah Adams, her books, because they are most of them very close door. Maybe some spice scenes, but I think they are mentioned in like the beginning of the book, if there are. So yeah. So yeah, in the first book you follow Noah, then you have a book about Maddie, a book of Emily, and a book about Maddie, Emily, and Annie. Annie, she has a flower shop that used to be their mother's. Noah has a pie shop. Emily and Maddie used to be also, albeit both of them were teachers, but Maddie decided to go to New York to go to culinary school. So yeah, that's so fun. I really loved it. I last read In Your Dreams, and it's the final book, and I think that one is my favorite. I just really loved Maddie, her story, and everything coming together in there. And I highly recommend reading all of them, especially in the right order, because you can see glimpses and pieces of the other characters that are coming in the next books. And it's so fun. It's, yeah, so fun. I think small town vibes are always perfect for like the springtime, because it's always fun to read and cozy to read. So yeah, I highly recommend checking out the series if you haven't already. Then this book is by the same author, also by Sarah Adams, but I have the feeling that this one is less popular by her, and I don't understand why, because I picked this book up very randomly at the airport, and the synopsis of the book really got to me. I was like, oh, this is very interesting, not something I've read before at all, and that is The Match by Sarah Adams. So you follow Evie, and Evie, she works with the Southern Service Boss. They're a company that matches people with service dogs, and they also train service dogs. And that's also where Evie met her service dog, Charlie. She has epilepsy, and Charlie helps her in a situation when she maybe gets an epileptic seizure. Evie meets up with Jacob. Jacob's daughter Sam has been diagnosed with epilepsy, and she really wants a service dog. So she meets up with him, but that doesn't go to plan, because apparently Sam was the one behind the setup. Jason didn't know anything. He was also kind of, it wasn't his favorite. He wasn't really up to it, but she was like, I'm giving up on this. So it's really fun. It's a close story. There is a next book. I haven't read that yet. I don't know. That one is called The Enemy. But yeah, I really liked it. I really think it's so fun. I mean, maybe that's the wrong word choice, but it's so fun to see a kind of different person, a different main character that isn't just, that has like this epilepsy. I think I don't know much about epilepsy, but I think it's really interesting for people who may have that, or maybe have people in their environment who have that. It's maybe fun to see and to read about, and maybe you can understand yourself in it. And I think Sarah Adams did a really great job with it. I really love the book. I think it's so fun, so beautiful. I love the dynamic, with also the fact that Sam is a daughter. Jason is a single dad, and Sam was so necessary in this book, and I think she was so fun. I really loved her in this book. So yeah, I highly recommend reading this if you haven't, and this one deserves so much more hype than it gets. Now, this is also a book that I've talked about. I really wanted to do a mix of books I've already talked about on my channel, but also books that I maybe don't have talked about enough, like maybe the rom-comers and The Match. Those are two books that I don't have talked about a lot, and also the next two books are books that a lot of people don't know about because I read them as arcs, but that's beside the point. But this book is a book that I definitely have talked about, and is one of my favorite books by one of my favorite authors besides Emily Henry and L.A. Hazelwood. I think this one is definitely one of my favorite authors as well, and that is A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. I read this book, I think last year, and I remember thinking, wow, this is such a good book. I really loved it, and I know that a lot of people don't like this book, and were mostly disappointed. But I loved it. It's a 5-star read for me. I really love this book, and it's, I think, a book lover dream to be in this situation. So we follow Eileen. Eileen, she always goes to like a book retreat with her friends. So she's on her way there, but all of a sudden her car breaks down, and she gets stuck in this small town called Elderton. And when she's looking around, there are some things she recognizes, like, oh, I recognize that shop and that. And then it struck her. She's like, oh my god, this is a book. This is a town from my favorite romance book series. So she's in this small town from her favorite book series. Amazing, right? I mean, I would love to go to Rome, Kentucky. I would love to visit that place. But yeah, so Eileen, she's like, I think I'm here for a reason. I am the one who's going to keep the story going. Something is going to happen. So Eileen is sure she's there to save day, to make sure the books get their happy ending. But there's one thing she can't place. There's this dude, this guy, a grumpy guy from the bookstore. She doesn't recall him from the book. She's like, who is this guy? And she's like, what does this mean? Is he maybe the final book or something? So she's trying to figure it out. I don't want to spoil too much, but this was so good. I love the characters. The whole small town setting was so fun to read about. Also her character development and also the other characters were so fun. So yeah, I mean, this book really made me want to read the other books of the books that are non-existent, but you know what I mean. I would love to read them because the characters that are in this book seem so fun to read about, but obviously I can't. But yeah, I think Ashley Boston did a really good job with that. The fact that she made me want to read a book that doesn't exist. That's crazy, right? So yeah, go read a novel love story, and also a stunning cover. Stunning. Then the next two books are books that I got the opportunity to read as ARCs through Love Notes PR. I think both of them. And this website is a place where you can sign up to read ARCs, books that are advanced readers copies that aren't published yet, and you get to review them. And it's really fun to discover new authors, to read books that aren't that popular, like these two books, and I think these two deserve more hype. So yeah, I'm going to show you them. The reason why I don't talk about these books a lot, that I read as ARCs, or maybe don't mention them in recommendation videos as much, is because I don't have them physically, and that's maybe why I kind of forget that I have them and that I've read them, you know. But I really love them. I gave both of them like in the 4-star range. I can't remember exactly how much, but definitely the 4-star range. So the first book is Bake Your Mind by Claudia Ambrose. So Bake Your Mind is about Aubrey, and Aubrey, she is a baker, so she has this kind of little bakery in this small town. Again, obviously it's always like kind of a small town. In this small town, and her bakery is next to this restaurant of Liam. And Liam is a famous chef. He is known as the hot chef on the internet, and Aubrey also has a little crush on him, but she's always been like kind of putting that to the background aside, like I'm not getting involved with this man. Aubrey's also a single parent. She has a little daughter, and it's also why she's more hesitant in dating. Then there is this opportunity that both of them take. There is a competition, and if they win, either of them win this competition, they get a prize, a $10,000 prize. I'm just looking because sometimes I kind of forget details that are important. So they get a $10,000 prize to have their desirable space to put a restaurant or bakery in. So they start a competition, and they also get to know each other a little bit more, which is so fun. I really love the dynamic. I loved like the competition going on, the rivalry. It was, if I remember correctly, dual POV, so you kind of see how each of them feels in the situation. There are some spies in this book, if I remember correctly again, but I will put it in the screen. But yeah, it was so fun to read, and the book cover is also so cute. It was so fun. I mean, bakery, chef, the rivalry, her having a crush on him. It was so adorable. So I highly recommend reading this book. It's so fun to read, and it's something different you haven't maybe read yet, especially about an author you haven't read yet maybe, so go check it out. The next book is Live, Ranch, Love by Emma Lucy. This is the first ARC I ever read, and it was so fun. I really love this book. So we follow Rory, and Rory is a wellness fitness influencer, and one day she walks into her boyfriend sleeping with another woman. She's like, what the hell is going on here? So she flees to Colorado to her aunt's farm to get some rest, to start her new book she's writing, and find some peace. So she goes there, and then she meets Wyatt. Wyatt is like the guy in charge of the farm, and Wyatt isn't too happy about Rory's arrival. He's like, what is this upstate girl going to do here? What is this city girl going to do at this farm in Colorado? So yeah. But the farm is having some problems, and eventually decide to work together. They can help each other out. So that's what they do. They kind of come to terms. They are kind of becoming friends. They get to know each other better. So yeah, it's really fun. There's a next book in this. I haven't read it yet, but I think it's about like the brother. I'm not sure about who it is, to be honest. But yeah, it's also very fun. It's sweet, fun, a silly little romance in a small town at a farm. I mean, that sounds fun, doesn't it? So yeah, that are all the books that I recommend to you guys. I hope you guys liked it, and if you read any of these, let me know your thoughts on them. If you liked the video, a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!